constantly amazed how many women think feminism is a good thing. Women have been so lied to.
Alrighty, let's hear why.
Feminism was created to separate families.
Anyone who's capable of doing a simple Google search knows that that's not true. But I gotta ask, if a social movement centered around women gaining access to their basic human rights and autonomy over their own lives is the sole culprit of the crumbling of the family unit? Sounds like the foundation of this family unit wasn't very rock solid to begin with.
Valued our sense of independence so much that it took away our strong sense of family unit.
What you just described was women choosing to live for themselves for the first time in history because they were conditioned by our society to put everybody else's needs around them before their own. In order for this family unit to stay intact, one party had to not have the same human rights as another. Are we really suggesting we're incapable of having a strong family unit? If both men and women have access to the same individual human rights and autonomy over how they wish to live their own lives.
Men are working just as many hours as the men are, but are still expected to go home and take care of their children.
Yeah, this is why women are opting out of relationships and pursuing starting families until they encounter a man they can get into a relationship with who's willing to step up and do his fair share of the domestic labor around the house and be an active, willing participant in the raising of his own children, which is not the fault and the responsibility of the feminist movement to rectify.
It's a 24/7 job to be a woman living in America.
And apparently feminism is to blame for this.
This isn't the American dream. The American dream is living off of one income, the man provides, and we depend on them.
What is holding back this woman from achieving that American dream that she so desires?
The American dream would be women taking care of themselves, the home, their children, their husband.
A woman who wants to stay at home, cook and clean, look after the kids and be financially dependent on you? That's the dream, woman.
Women are meant to be gardening, cooking good food, nurturing the ones that they love.
The type of woman that endless men online are desperate to find, they can't find anywhere. Well, here she is.
That's when women get a strong sense of self, and when they're in their true feminine energy, that's when they thrive.
I fail to comprehend that this woman wouldn't have an inbox of DMs from men wanting to pursue her. If this woman is still single, why is that the fault of the feminist movement?
You cannot convince me that women were meant to work a 9-to-5 job just like a man is.
This woman's a content creator. Unless this is a side hustle, she herself isn't working a conventional 9-to-5 job. To say women can't handle working a 9-to-5 like a man, the lack of self-awareness to see how condescending it is to say that about your fellow women. At a 9-to-5 job, you get to clock off for the day. Stay-at-home wives and mothers are on call 24/7.
You see other women being taken care of. Maybe they're cooking, they're taking care of the children, and they're being there present. And you think, wow, I would love that.
I would really love to know what is stopping you from achieving that besides yourself.
When a woman is in her soft feminine era,
The flog language.
she thrives. And that's what any woman wants.
That's what you want. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. That's fine. It's when you're choosing to rope in all women and claim to be speaking on behalf of them. Did you get approval from the Council of Women on this?
Society has brainwashed us to think independence is a good thing, when in reality, it just breaks families apart.
This is the type of narrow-minded thinking I would usually only expect from men with microphones. I will say when I see women who speak like this online, clearly pandering to a type of man who doesn't want to grow up and evolve and is pining for a time we're not going back to, I'm always skeptical that these women don't actually believe what they're saying. If I was a woman, I'd be insulted by their existence.
Now, don't get me wrong, I think feminism can be a good thing.
Well, that isn't how you started the video.
I just feel like it shouldn't have come at the cost of losing the family unit.
Is being a feminist and wanting a family not possible?
Nobody has a strong sense of family, and why is that?
If your ability to maintain a strong family unit is entirely dependent on the woman you're in a relationship with not having the same human rights and privileges as you do, I think that's a you problem.
I would strongly suggest that feminism, independence, been girl bossing a little too hard, took away the strong urgency of having a family.
I'd imagine for the women that want families, they just want a family unit that's fair and balanced. If they are out working, they should not be expected to do everything around the house and raise the children all by themselves. It's really lazy when narrow-minded people continue to blame the feminist movement for all the problems in the world, when it really has nothing to do with what this woman's complaining about. Our capitalist society, inflation, and the continual rise of cost of living has more to do with it. I mean, when I ever hear about these conspiracies, the feminist agenda, governments, the ones really in charge, they want to enslave us. They want us to not have children, not have families. They want us all single, poor, fat, lonely, and depressed. They tax us into the ground and they reap the benefits of a luxury lifestyle. They get richer, we get poorer. That's not a very good long-term solution, because think about it. If people stop having families, people stop existing. It's hard to enslave a population if there's no population to enslave. I don't know, that system seems pretty flawed. The irony is, I don't know, without the said movement that this woman is complaining about on a public platform, she would be able to complain about the very movement that she is complaining about on a public platform.